Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Akmal bin Muhammad Sobri. I'm a student from class BA145B and I'm a group member of group 3. Okay, for this video presentation, I'm going to talk about the introduction of our assignment project and one of our chosen stock, which is the Fraser and Neave Holding Berhad, or known as FNN Holding Berhad. First of all, we would like to take an opportunity and contribute our thanks to our lecturer for helping and guiding us to do this assignment project. Without the help from our madam, we would probably face a lot of problems and difficulties when doing this project. Thanks to the guidance of our madam and the cooperation of our own group, we managed to complete this project successfully. The introduction of our assignment project. The main purpose or aims of portfolio management is providing help to the investor to reduce the risk taken, improving and increasing the return of their investment. Portfolio management also help investors to handle the funds and get an appropriate and accurate percentage of the return consistently with the risk associated with their portfolio. On this portfolio management assignment, we have chosen 5 stocks, which is PANAMY, DIALOG, JIANKUN, FNN and Frontken. This project, in the security analysis part, we had calculated the rate of return, or known as ROR, average return, standard deviation and coefficient of variation of the 5 chosen stocks. Our main focus for the security analysis is to develop and analyze the probability data, the risk and expected return for each of the chosen stocks. Then, based on the result of the calculation made, the results are being used as an input for the next part, which is the portfolio analysis. Next, in order to compare the selected portfolio risk and return with KLCI index risk and return, the comparative analysis method was involved for this portfolio management assignment. By that, we can conclude which of the 5 stocks are underperform or outperform KLCI. Fraser and Neave Holding Berhad, FNN, the company background. Fraser and Neave is a Singaporean food and beverages original company, founded by John Fraser and David Charman Neave in 1883. This company was named as Fraser and Neave, or known as FNN, as the combination of the founder's name. This company's product was served to the worldwide. Today, FNN is a leading Asia-Pacific consumer group with expertise and prominent standing in the food and beverages and publishing and printing industries. FNN is an organization that became one of the strongest companies that contribute in the food and beverages industry in Malaysia. This company is specialized in producing various types of beverages. Example of the beverages are mineral water, flavors water, fruit juice, soft drink, Japanese green tea, sport and energy drink, and many more types of beverages. Malaysia had been one of the countries that incorporating with this company. Listed on the Bursa Malaysia Stock Exchange, FNN ranked as one of the established and successful companies in the region with an impressive array of renowned brands that enjoy strong market leadership. FNN is present in 12 countries including the region of Asia Pacific, Europe and the USA, and they employ over 7,700 people worldwide. Rate of return, ROR, and average return of FNN Holdings Berhad. First thing for the security analysis part is the rate of return. The rate of return is used to measure the profit or loss of an investment over the time. The table in this slide shows the component that needed to calculate the rate of return. We had calculated the rate of return for FNN Holdings Berhad by using the component in the table and the formula given. As we can see, the lowest rate of return were recorded in 2014. And the value of the ROR is negative 5.2174. It is the only year that state a negative rate of return. This is because the price of FNN in the year of 2014 have fallen. The price in 2013 was RM18.40, while in 2014 it was RM70.44. The price dropped by RM0.69, but the rate return in the next year have risen. The ROR for 2015 was 6.3647. The ROR was able to rise because the price was also increased in this year. Next, as we can see, the data in the table show that rate of return for the next few years was quite high compared to the previous year. However, the rate of return in 2019 had dropped to 4.2687. Okay, next is the average return. The formula of average return is the total of rate of return divided by the number of the years. So, the average return for FNN for this period is 12.11. The next part of security analysis is calculate the variance, standard deviation and coefficient of variation of a company. As we can see in this slide, this is the table of variance, standard deviation and coefficient of variation for FNN Holding Berhad. The variance for FNN is 131.90. After that, the standard deviation of FNN is 11.48. And lastly, the coefficient of variation, FNN coefficient of variation is 0.9488.
Assalamualaikum. Hi, my name is Intan Irzawanie binti Zairun. I want to present about Chapter 2 Security Analysis. Panasonic Manufacturing of Malaysia Berhad contributes to the manufacture and sale of electrical home appliances and associated components. It began operating through the home appliances and fan product segment. The home appliances products such as home showers, vacuum cleaners, rice cookers, slow cookers, blenders, juicers, food processors, food grinders, electric irons, dishwashers and bidets. Fan products offer electric fans, ceiling, ventilation and walls. The company was founded by Konosuke Matsushita on 3 September 1965 and is headquartered in Shah Alam, Malaysia. For 2013, the price of PANAMY is RM21.50. For 2014, RM17.72. For 2015, RM24.28. For 2016, RM30.68. For 2017, RM38.96. For 2018, RM37.68. And for 2019 is RM37. Next, there is no dividend for 2013 and 2014. For 2015, the dividend is 0.5. For 2016 is 1.39. For 2017 is 1.17. For 2018 and 2019 is 1.48 and 2.26. There is no rate of return for 2013. The rate of return for 2014 is negative 16.2175%. For 2015 is 39.8420%. For 2016 is 32.840%. For 2017 is 30.0818%. For 2018 and 2019 is 0.5133% and 4.1932%. The average return for PANAMY is 15.20. Next, the stock variance of PANAMY is 409.94. The stock of standard deviation is 20.250 and the stock of coefficient of variation is 1.3318. Kuala Lumpur Composite Index KLCI. KLCI means Kuala Lumpur Composite Index. The Kuala Lumpur Composite Index KLCI is capitalized with share index of the stock market. It was launched in 1986 and is now known FTSE Bursa Malaysia KLCI. An improvement to implement the FTSE Bursa Malaysia Index methodology was implemented on Monday, 6 July 2009. This increase will use the internationally recognized index calculation formula to increase transparency and make the index easier to trade. The FTSE Bursa Malaysia KLCI comprises the 30 largest companies listed on the main market of Malaysia with full market capitalization that meets the eligibility requirements of the FTSE Bursa Malaysia Index Policy Regulations. This index comes from 100 companies that have been selected by Bursa Malaysia from the cross-section of the total listed companies in Malaysia. In fact, the process is much more complex and a company must meet many conditions before being selected to be one of the 100. This index is considered to represent the performance of our stock market, and this gives us a benchmark that reflects the growth of the Malaysian economy. The price of KLCI for 2013 is RM1,866.96. For 2014, RM1,761.25. For 2015, RM1,692.51. For 2016, RM1,641.73. 2017, RM1,796.81. For 2018 and 2019 is RM1,690.58 and RM1,588.76. There is no HPR for 2013. The HPR for 2014 is negative 5.6621%. For 2015, negative 3.9029%. For 2016, negative 3.0003%. For 2017, 9.4461%. For 2018 and 2019 is negative 5.9121% and negative 6.0028%. There is no rate of return for 2013. The rate of return for 2014 is negative 5.6621. For 2015 is negative 3.9029. For 2016 is negative 3.0003. For 2017 is 9.4461. For 2018 and 2019 is negative 5.9121% and negative 6.0028%. The stock of variance KLCI is 29.83. The stock of standard deviation KLCI is 5.46, and the last for the stock of coefficient of variation KLCI is negative 2.18.
My name is Muhammad Firdaus bin Hirun Azaman, and I'm from BA1145P, and my metric number is 2018434368, and I will present on security analysis for Frontken Corporation Company and recommendation. Now, let's go to security analysis on Frontken. Frontken is an organization that provides services to the semiconductor industry with surface treatment and mechanical engineering solutions. They also provide a wide range of industries such as semiconductor, oil and gas, power generation, marine, and more. Frontken Company had been listed in Bursa Malaysia Security Berhad from 1996, and they have been in that market for 24 years. And now, they are the top leading in the service provider of surface engineering in Asia Pacific region. And their mainly company is in Malaysia and other countries such as Singapore, Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, Taiwan, and Japan. Now, let's go to the calculation on rate of return and average of return. The table on the rate of return has shown the result of rate of return every year from 2014 until 2019. The price of Frontken from 2014 until 2019 is showing an increasing from every year, and only 2016 they are decreasing from 2015 at 2 cents, and dividend are not given from 2014 until 2016, but from 2017 until 2019 dividend are given. And the rate of return are showing a great result And for 2019, they are negative 0.53%, showing a decreasing at 2 cents. Now let's go to average return. To calculate average return for Frontken company is taking the total of rate of return from 2014 until 2019 and divided by 6 years, as our portfolio investment is from 2014 until 2019, and the average return for Frontken company is 96.01%. Now let's go to the variance, standard deviation and coefficient of variance. The table shows the result for every variance, standard deviation and coefficient variance. Overall, this table is showing that Frontken company is dispersed on return, and they have a great risky as standard deviation is very higher. And that's all from Frontken company. Now let's go to the variance, standard deviation and coefficient of variance for Frontken company. So based on the table given, standard deviation and coefficient of variance are very high, and we can conclude that if the standard deviation and coefficient of variance is larger, the rate of return will be higher and the risky will be greater for this investment. So that's all for Frontken company.
Dialog Group Burhan. Located at Dialog Tower, 15, Jalan PJU 7 5ths, Mutiara Damansara, 47810 Petaling Jaya. Dialog Group Burhan is an integrated specialist technical services provider in the oil, gas and petrochemical industry, providing services to the upstream and downstream sectors. The company has the capability to design, build, own and operate storage tank terminal and supply base. The company's products include upstream, downstream and retail. It was founded in 1984 by its executive chairman, Tan Sri Dr. Ngao Boon Keat, who has amassed more than 45 years of invaluable experiences in both the oil and gas and petrochemical industry. Furthermore, this company's stock was listed on the Malaysian Stock Exchange, with a market capitalization of approximately RM22 billion. Dialog was featured in the FBMKLCI software in June 2018. Next, what are Dialog's main activities? There are three main activities that this company operate, and one of them is upstream. An upstream activity, the upstream segment is related to the exploration and production of oil and gas. This includes locating areas containing oil and natural gas, and also drilling and extracting oil and natural gas to the surface. 2. Midstream. The midstream part of the oil and gas industry pertains to the transportation of crude oil and natural gas after production. Example, the infrastructure including pipelines and tank trucks to transport and store crude oil and natural gas before the downstream process. And the last one, downstream. The final part, downstream, involves turning crude oil and natural gas into various useful final products, such as gasoline, kerosene, diesel and asphalt. You may be surprised to learn that everyday items such as detergent, plastic and candles are also made with petroleum products. The next slide, I will presenting to you about how much is the value for rate of return, average return from this company stock. The calculation has been made from period of 6 years starting from 2014 until 2019. The data to be used in this calculation has been extracted from tradingview.com. Below are the result, for the rate of return, clearly can be understand that from the first year it has a negative value for rate of return, and in 2017, the value increased with the highest value rate of return recorded at 63.90%. The following year value is a positive value, but in decreased rate of return. For the average return for in that 6 years is valued at 14.96%. Next is variance, standard deviation and coefficient of variation of this stock. For variance, the value is 6.28. Standard deviation is 25.06. And for coefficient of variation is 1.6746. Because of the standard deviation value is quite high, it concludes that this stock is a riskier investment for it, but it has a positive value of rate of return at 14.96%.
JIANKUN International Berhad. JIANKUN International Berhad is basically a property development and construction industries company that focuses primarily on Malaysia. Due to being new in development and construction industries, it has chosen to be a leading niche property development company in residential, commercial and industrial sector.
Next, I will presenting to you about the portfolio analysis. These are the top 3 stock companies that have been chosen to be invested in and to be added into the portfolio. Below are the summary for rate of return and average return of each selected stock. Clearly it can be seen that Frontken stock has the highest value of average return and standard deviation among the selected stock. We rank the stock based on the highest to the lowest value of average return. We labeled the first ranked stock as stock A, the second rank is stock B, and the last stock is stock C. The following slide is the calculation of covariance and correlation for between each stock. With the fund of RM2 million, 40% will be invest in stock A, another 35% will be invest in stock B, and the remaining 25% will be invest in stock C. A portfolio risk and portfolio return are needed to be calculated. We are using modern portfolio theory developed by Harry Markowitz. It provides the tools for identifying the portfolio, which give the highest return for a particular level of risk. The portfolio risk was valued at 36.1971, and the portfolio return was valued at 47.46.
Chapter 4, Comparative Analysis. Okay, the first is Dialog Group Berhad. Okay, for Dialog Group Berhad's R-square shows that the company return has a good positive relationship with KLCI. We can see that the linear shows a positive relationship with KLCI. As for covariance Dialog and KLCI 112.8414. For beta 3.7828. For alpha 3.7828. Okay, the second one is Frontken Corporation Berhad. Frontken Corporation Berhad's R-square shows that the company's return has a good positive relationship with KLCI. The R-square value for Frontken is 8.3044%. For covariance Frontken and KLCI 1 to 8.55 to 1. For beta 4.3095. For alpha 436.3522. Okay, the third one is Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad. Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad's R-square shows that the company return has a good positive relationship with KLCI. The R-square value for PANAMY is 26.21%. Covariance PANAMY and KLCI is 554.4921. For beta 1.8257. For alpha 98.6559.
On our recommendation, as the result of our analysis, we are recommending Frontken Corporation as the best investment that lead to a maximum benefit. Also, Frontken is one of the highest in standard deviation, which show having a more risky but will be more dispersed return in investment. On the other hand, Frontken is having a higher rate of return compared to the others company. However, we can conclude that Frontken Corporation will give a lot of benefits to do a long-term investment, as their average return for every year is 96.01%.